chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Thousands most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back to another episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's your girl Jaja, of course. So a couple hours before filming this episode, it's Sunday. The weather is shit outside. I've been inside all day, just kind of scrolling through Instagram, and I came across this video. I don't know who this blogger is, but she's talking to a couple style influencers on the street, and check out what they had.
What's the biggest fashion red flag in a girl?
She has those furry boots.
Like the Yeti boots?
I hate those.
Anything Steve Madden. Either don't get the real item or just get the real item. Thrifting is still cool. We got Elma.
Let's stop the fake rich. Let's stop the fake gallery too.
Let's stop the fake chrome.
If you can't do it, just don't do it. We just do this shit because that's all we care about. If you got responsibilities and other shit to take care of that shit. Don't go and buy fake clothes to try to catch up. Unless you're how cool.
So this little video, this little conversation here really struck a chord in me, because I see a lot of our people perpetuating the stigma that, you're not popping if you ain't got the hottest, the latest, and far be it from you to get a knockoff, as if none of us have ever worn a knockoff. Child, please. Listen, in the climate we're in right now, where people are struggling to pay their rent, people are struggling to find affordable daycare, people are, struggling to pay their mortgage, the jobs aren't paying what the government has promised. It's hard out here. And the last thing people want to be policed about is what they have on. Now, yeah, I sit up on this platform and I sit up on the show and I do best dress, and sometimes I'll be a little shady and kitschy coo and do worst dress. But in all actuality, if your bills are being paid and your responsibilities are being taken care of, wear what the fuck you want. Fashion is supposed to be freedom. And let me tell you something. A lot of y'all that are out here wearing all this Balenciaga and the Courage and the Tom Brown and all of that, you don't even know the history behind these brands. These people that get online and do all this yapping about what other people can't afford. Another person that does this a lot is, she's an Instagram girl. She's dating Moneybag Yo. That girl, Ari Fletcher, she does this a lot. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she's the one that had a birthday party and was like, y'all not coming to my birthday party if your outfit ain't at least $2,000. If you need $2,000 to really look good, honey, you need a stylist. Seriously. And I'm sure she has one. But this whole notion of why is everybody on social media encouraging everybody to waste money? If your rent is $1,800 a month, you ain't got no business buying no $1,500 Dior bag. I'm definitely not doing it, and I'm a homeowner 2 times over. I have enough money in my bank account. I could buy that Christian Dior saddlebag that I've been wanting for the past 3 years. But honey, my bathroom is being renovated, and I need to get up in the morning and be able to brush my teeth and wash my face in my sink. I need a new sink before I need that Dior saddlebag. Andre Leon Talley once said, you have to create your own luxury. And if people don't mind wearing knockoffs, like I have a couple of dupe pocketbooks. And also, there's other reasons why people wear dupes. I am a trans woman. I am a tall trans woman. Do you know what size I wear in a woman's shoe, honey? I was going to tell you, but I'm not. But it's the luxury designers. Versace just came out with those PVC plastic heels. Unless my shoe plug comes out with a dupe, I'm not going to be able to fit those shoes. I love Amina Muaddi, but she doesn't make my size. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to wear, men's shoes because that's all I can fit? That's not right. So before we get online and start bashing people about what they have and what they don't have and what they can afford, I would love to see these three young men. I would love to see the deeds on the homes that they allegedly own. Are you still living in an apartment, or are you buying property? Are you creating a legacy for yourself? Because at the end of the day, if your apartment goes up in smoke, so does all that fashion, honey. Do you have insurance? Honey, my house is fully insured, honey. I have all this fabulousness in here. If it goes up in smoke, what am I going to do then? Fashion is supposed to be freedom. Style has no price tag on it. And I see a lot of y'all that do this yapping online and wearing, you are designer down and you look like hot garbage. That's all I had to say about that. I see a lot of that online and it just really irks me. And, you know, I bought vintage stuff off the real. I bought from vintage sellers before. And then there was times when I saw a dupe and I couldn't quite afford the real thing and I bought the dupe. Not only that, they also said in the video, I'm going to touch a little bit more on this. They also said in the video, don't buy Steve Madden. I don't like girls that wear Steve Madden. What's wrong with Steve Madden? And then you don't want people to buy dupes, but if you go into Target, if you go to Lane Bryant, Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, all those items are replicas of what we've seen on the runway. Are they not? I remember Christian Siriano had I believe he was doing shoes and handbags years ago at Payless. And those Christian Siriano handbags looked a lot like those Celine bags that everybody used to go crazy for. And all the girls was going to Payless to buy them. Because you couldn't afford the real Celine bag. It was impossible. So let's not keep on pushing this narrative. Let's embrace everybody and whatever price tag they come with. Because just because you have money doesn't mean you have real style and taste. Because a lot of y'all going to Ruth Chris and still ordering chicken fingers and french fries. Quiet as it's kept. Anyway, so Taylor Swift. Time magazine has announced Taylor Swift as the person of the year. Now, you guys know she's not my favorite person in the world. I see through her. I see what she's doing. But that does not take away from her talent. I'm personally not a fan of her music, but she does have great influence over the youth. Black, white, indifferent. Everybody loves Taylor Swift, except for me. And she does a lot of charity work that I wasn't really familiar with, so I'm glad I didn't just shoot off at the mouth. But what I didn't like about this interview and what I don't like about Miss Taylor Swift, Miss Karen Swift, is that she keeps bringing up this whole Kanye West beef that she had. If a lot of you don't remember, when Taylor Swift first hit the scene, she won, I believe, Best Video. She beat Beyonce for Best Video. I think this was around like 2000, was it 2008 or 2007? It was so long ago. It was somewhere around there, right? When Beyonce came out with Single Ladies and Taylor Swift won for Best Video, and Kanye West got up and he interrupted her speech and basically told what everybody was thinking, that Beyonce had the greatest video of all time. And that kind of put her on the mainstream map, in my opinion. Because even though she was nominated for an MTV award, a lot of people in that space weren't really familiar with her at that time. And I really feel like it catapulted her because people felt sorry for her. Beyonce felt sorry for her. Beyonce later that night ended up winning Artist of the Year, and she let Taylor have her moment. And so this is 2008. This is almost 20 fucking years ago. Flash forward to Kanye West's Pablo album era. He had a song on there called Famous featuring Rihanna. And in the song, he says, to all my South Side, you know what's that know me best. I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. When the song came out, people were outraged. And people kind of came after Kanye. At the time, Kanye was married to Kim. And it came out that she agreed to the song. he called her and actually checked in to make sure that it wouldn't hurt her feelings or upset her. And Kim released the audio footage after the backlash Kanye received, and Taylor went on the red carpet and act like she didn't know anything about it and brought up the VMA incident years prior again. Here we are, almost 50,000 years later, and Taylor Swift, you are still playing the poor little white girl who got attacked by the big black man and his big booty wife. Listen, girl, you have become... They are putting you up against Beyonce. I don't think she understands how big that is, because I don't think that Taylor Swift is a racist, but I do think that she is racially strategic. You have been playing this poor little white girl card since 2008, girl. And though I'm not a fan of Kanye anymore, I don't really fool with him like that, especially after all the comments that he's made amongst several communities and the outlandish comments that he has made towards his now ex-wife Kim Kardashian and her family. I definitely don't fool with him anymore. But girl, Kanye West is somewhere in Italy being weird with his weird-ass wife. He's not thinking about you, girl. Let it go. You are one of the biggest musical acts in the world of this generation. You need to really let it go. Because what I feel like it is race baiting. I said it. I personally feel like she's race baiting. You have been riding this Kanye thing out for the last goddamn near 20 years, girl. When are you gonna let it go? And to be quite honest, you're only making Kim more famous. She said that she didn't receive an apology from Kim. She also said in the magazine article, in the magazine cover story, that she was so traumatized by the events when Kim released the edited audio. She's alleging that the audio was edited. I don't believe that. That she had to move to another country. Well, honey, when somebody shits on me and talks shit about me on the internet, I don't have the luxury of moving to another country and staying isolated. So you really missed me. You missed me with that. And you missed a whole lot of people with that. Let it go, girl. Cut the race baiting. Cut the you being racially strategic. I'm sick of it. I finally called you out on it. It's tired. It's real tired. You're too talented and too many people are fans of yours. Nobody calls you out on anything that you do, like this whole relationship with you and Travis Kelce. That's a complete publicity stunt, which you don't need, by the way. I mean, nobody calls you out on it because you're the girl, you're America's Girls Next Door. You're the American country princess, and I get it. And you do a lot of good work in the community, and she does stand with the LGBTQ plus community. But girl, you running on this cockamamie tangent with Kanye, I'm over it. Go scratch and win another Grammy. Next story. So, I mean, I really am tired of her doing this. Like, girl, leave Kanye alone. That is so over. So earlier this week, the Color Purple reboot movie premiere debut in LA. Let me tell you something. I am not a fan of the Color Purple, the original. I feel like it should have been told from the mouths of a black woman. It's something about Steven Spielberg. I think that's who directed this film and kind of pushed it forward. It's something about him doing it that just doesn't sit right with me. And then all the jokes, to me, when black people were freed from slavery, that was a hard time for black people. And I know in our community, we like to make light and make fun, and I tend to do that too, but it's something about that movie that just doesn't sit right with me. I can't quite pinpoint what exactly it is, but I'm glad to see that Oprah is taking it and redoing it in a way that's going to be more, it's going to have more of a happy ending from what I'm hearing. And just the fact that she's rebooting it, and she's also including the beautiful, the talented Fantasia Barrino. I love that some of the stars of the original were there, including Tyler Perry was also there. And the red carpet looks did not disappoint. My favorite looks of the night. We're going to start off with the beautiful Fantasia Barrino. Let me tell you something about Fantasia. Fantasia is a rising phoenix. I feel like this is going to be her year. I feel an Oscar nomination coming on. She killed it in this role. On the Broadway adaptation of the movie. I'm just so happy for her right now. I'm a huge fan of her. I remember when she won American Idol. I was in middle school. I just love her so much. She is wearing custom Sergio Hudson. I love this look. It was so classy, so elegant, so timeless. I love the train. It was absolutely beautiful. Also, we have Danielle Brooks wearing purple. This purple Nicholas Gerben look. It gave pure sensuality and allure and just pure black royalty. You know, purple is the royal color in Africa. I love this look. I really loved her confidence. I saw a lot of people body shaming her online. She looks the fuck good. Don't do that. Don't do our good sister like that, okay? Next, we have the beautiful Taraji P. Henson. Taraji is wearing Vlora Mustafa. I really love this dress. She could have turned it up a notch, but I really love this dress. I also love the glam and the hair. Very, very safe. I thought it was very safe, but I really love this look. Then we have the beautiful Felicia Pearl. I love the clash of colors, the yellow and the purple. It was it gave me very African, very, very African, heavy African vibe in this dress. It's by Christian Siriano. Christian Siriano can do no wrong for me. He can dress anybody can wear his stuff, and that's what I think people love about Cristiano. She looks absolutely stunning, but my best dress of the night definitely has to go to Chloe Bailey in this blood wine red off-white look. Honey, her face card is just, honey, pregnancy looks good on her. She's not announcing it, but it's clear that she's allegedly pregnant. Is she not? I definitely think she's pregnant. And if she is pregnant, honey, pregnancy looks good on you. Girl, she always looks beautiful. If she really is pregnant, some women, when they carry at first, they're not really too sure what to wear at first, and she's also really young too. I don't even think she's 30 yet. So I could see the uncertainty in her style choices when she was doing the Little Mermaid media tour. But now that it seems like she's closer to term or further along in her pregnancy, I just been loving her looks lately, and this definitely was one of my faves. So huge shout out to the entire cast of The Color Purple. I cannot wait to see this reboot. Oprah, and might I say, Oprah looked the fuck good too. I don't know what Oprah is drinking on, but honey, I need some, because Oprah's waist and body was snatched. Anyway, huge congratulations to the cast. I just know it's going to be an Oscar-nominated and Oscar-winning hit, as it was the first time. And also, huge shout-out to Fantasia Barrino. I got your back, girl. I can't wait for you to have your moment. I can't wait. On to the next. So, Diddy has finally broken his silence. In an Instagram post earlier this week, he talks, it's titled Enough is Enough, in which he talks about fighting for his family and basically saying that he didn't do any of the things that's being alleged. I thought this was really stupid. I thought this was really dumb, especially because he's being faced with another lawsuit by a woman who, at the time, she claims that she was picked up in Chicago, I believe, and that she was flown to Chicago on a private jet to Diddy's I don't know if he still has Daddy's Playhouse, which is what I believe the studio is called, but at the time he owned a recording studio called Daddy's Playhouse in New York, and that she was basically picked up by his longtime business partner Harvey Pierre, who is also facing some heavy sexual assault allegations allegedly, and that he, before getting on the plane, that he made her the Jane Doe because she's not releasing her name, that he forced her to give him fellatio in the bathroom allegedly after he finished smoking crack. Allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I'm not trying to get sued, honey. And then they got on the plane. She talked to Diddy on the plane, she claims, but she has pictures. In the pictures you can see here, she's sitting on Diddy's lap. She's all in the studio. Now, what I will say about this is, girl, listen. Though Diddy should have been more vigilant in checking ID if this story is indeed true, you ain't had no business at 17 getting on that plane. There is something to be said for that too. I can't deny that. I can't deny the fact that, listen, she holds some responsibility in this as well. And it does look a little funny that now that Cassie has gotten her payday, that's when you decide to come out. I get all of that. But at the same time, we have to start holding these men accountable. I don't give a fuck if it was 50 years ago. I said it when I talked about it in the last episode. If you are a man a man or woman, if you are in the entertainment space, make sure as you're walking through that door of success that you clean up all them skeletons in your closet, because in this day and age, it will come out. Even if it ain't true, it will come out. I also think that hip hop is also kind of like a gift and a curse to our people. I've been seeing this stuff going on with Young Thug and the RICO charges and them bringing his lyrics into courts as evidence and all this. I feel like hip hop started out as a fun, creative outlet for our people. And as, you know, the popularity grew and it became more of a business, I believe that a lot of these men that were placed in these positions didn't have the correct tools to run their business correctly. It was basically like kids running a business at the time. And I'm not making any excuse for them, but that could be a part of the reason why we're finding all of these things out now. But as far as Diddy with this post, I think you should have just not said anything. Because now that you've said all this, you are basically enticing anybody else who might have anything allegedly on you to come to the forefront. And listen, I'm a fan of Bad Boy. I grew up in that era. I'm a 90s baby. I couldn't imagine if it goes the R. Kelly route and we have to stop listening to all those songs. That's the soundtrack to our childhood, a lot of us. But I think there needs to be a bigger conversation when it comes to hip hop. I think there needs to be a hip hop summit, and we need to regroup and figure out how we can get this back on track, because it's too many of them that's going down. It's a lot of them, and there's a lot of other stories that I'm sure that are going to come out. And what's so damning about Diddy's situation is the fact that nobody is coming out in your defense. Not Mary J. Blige, not Little Kim, not your baby's mother, Misa Hilton, the stylist, not anybody. And that's really telling, and I'm sure that's frightening for him. But I don't feel bad for you, Diddy, if you really did these things. If it's all just a bunch of bullshit, which I'm sorry, I personally don't believe that it's a bunch of bullshit. It's been too many stories out about this man for it to be a bunch of bullshit. I'm praying for the victims. I'm just keeping my ear to the streets about it. I'm not really getting into detail too much about how I feel about it because we just don't know yet. So, On to the next story. So the British Fashion Awards was this week. Huge shout out to Maximilian Davis, who won for Women's Wear Designer of the Year for all the great work that he's been doing at Ferragamo. It wasn't a whole lot of people there. I saw Kate Moss. I saw a couple of people, but the two looks that caught my eye the most, honey, Jordan Dunn in this look by Tai Hugh. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the look was inspired by Queen Nefertiti. I absolutely love this look. It's striking. It catches your attention, yet it's so subtle and chic at the same time. I really enjoyed this look, but my number one best dress for the British Fashion Awards was definitely Amal Clooney, honey, in this Versace look, honey. When she came up on the red carpet, Amal, turn to the left, Amal. She was like, what? She didn't know which way to go, honey. Anytime Amal, who, if you didn't know, is the wife of George Clooney, and that's not all she is. This is a very intelligent, educated, accomplished woman, even before she married George Clooney, okay? He's the background to her foreground. Let's put it that way. Anytime she steps on the red carpet, I'm sorry, I'm fussing with this new bob, but I love this new wig. This is one of the wigs I got from the Hair Palace in Richmond. Shout out to my girl. She hooked me up. But yeah, anytime she steps on the red carpet, it's a moment, honey. She never misses. So huge shout out to Amal. Also, Virginie Vignard debuted her latest Matières d'Art collection in Manchester, London. I really loved the collection. It definitely represented the chic London girl. I liked the tailoring. I wasn't the biggest fan of her at first, but she has definitely won me over with these past collections. She stays on top of all the latest trends while staying true to the codes of the historic codes of Chanel, the historic staples of Chanel, excuse me. So I really enjoyed this collection. Huge shout out to you, Virginie Vignard. I'm fucking with you. Next, Kamala Harris. She addressed the whole I'm going to call it for what it is, the genocide going on in Israel and Gaza. She said that Israel had a right to defend itself. She did call out Israel. But listen, Kamala, y'all know she is not my favorite person. She was not my first choice. But I respect the fact that she is the first woman of color to hold that place in office and how important that is. On a representational standpoint, but I just thought that this was really tone deaf. I felt like she didn't show enough compassion for the victims. Take a look at what she said.
President Biden and I have been clear. Israel has a right to defend itself, and we will remain steadfast in that conviction. President Biden and I have also been clear, as Israel defends itself, it matters how. The United States is unequivocal. International humanitarian law must be respected. Too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. Frankly, the scale of civilian suffering and the images and videos coming from Gaza are devastating. As Israel pursues its military...
So, yeah, a lot of people do love Kamala Harris. And I respect, we have the right to a difference of opinion in politicians, especially in politicians. But like I said, I just thought it was kind of tone deaf, and I just thought she didn't drive home more the fact that what y'all are doing, it makes no sense as to the reason why you're telling us that you're doing it. And I understand that Israel does have a right to defend itself, but I just thought she could have drove it home a little bit more and showed a little bit more compassion for the victims in Gaza. I don't know. That's just me. Am I doing too much? I don't know. She just doesn't really do it for me as the vice president. I don't trust her all the way. I don't think she's good for Joe Biden. They had some friction going on at the beginning when they were both running for president. I don't know. She's just not. She's just not what I thought she was gonna be. And soon after her starting to run with Joe, I started feeling this way even before she became vice president when she started running with him. So I don't know. I'm praying for our democracy because, honey, we ain't got much choices. And the election is fast approaching. And the Democrats, we don't have anybody else to choose from. I don't hear them talking about anybody else. I have to get more into it. But, yeah, I'm kind of worried. Because if Trump runs again against Joe and Kamala, I don't know. Also, in other political news, Hunter Biden has been indicted on 9 federal counts of tax crime in the Central District of California. And the Republicans, the renegade, red belly Republicans, are eating it the fuck up. And this is what I have to say to that. When you finally put the great pumpkin away for all the unmitigated gall that he had and all the crimes and sexual assault that he allegedly committed, do we still even have to say allegedly at this point? Then you could start on Hunter Biden. Because the difference between Trump and Hunter Biden is not running for president. Hunter Biden is not working for his daddy's cabinet. I'm really getting tired of y'all over there on the right. I really am. Y'all keep playing in our face. Y'all playing about our money. Y'all playing about them people in Gaza. Y'all playing about, the treatment of black people in the street when it comes to the police. Y'all are playing about a lot of shit. And to the Democrats, y'all are letting them get away with murder. Literally. And it's time that we as a society come together. We don't have time for all this back and forth and who shot John. We don't have time for this. Because right in front of our very eyes, while we're fighting with each other, the government, in my personal opinion, is taking advantage of us left and fucking right. Anyway. So that was a really quick episode. I'm sorry it was really quick. I have a little shindig I have to go to tonight, but I had to get up on here. Got to stay consistent. I got to keep on coming back and talking to you guys. I love talking to you guys. And also, I don't know what happened on one of my episodes, but I usually don't get over 30 views. I got almost 100 views, so can we keep this going? Like, I appreciate, even if it's only 2 people that watch, I appreciate it. I'm just starting out. But, honey, I woke up one morning and my shit was weighing. I said, oh, my God. And listen, they're going to come for me. 100 ain't a whole lot. Well, to me, it is. And I'm thankful for all 100 people that watched. And when I checked my stats, it said people were watching all the way through. I was like, okay, let me go viral then so I can start making this coin. Because I'm not getting paid for this. But if you feel like blessing your girl, my Cash App is down at the bottom. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed you guys. I'll be back later on this week with more viral hot topics and fashion news. Ciao.